Welcome back to Two Allens and a Screen. How are you doing, Alan in Sevilla?
I'm very well. Thank you, Alan in Shanghai. How are you?
Not bad at all. What are we talking about today?
We're talking about Granit Xhaka from Arsenal and the
Hmm.
problem he has been having with the Arsenal fans.
Yes, and we're also going to be using a few phrases. So listen out for these 4 or 5 phrases that you see on the screen and try to work out what they mean. We will also be showing you how to use them as well in the video. And at the end, we will ask you some questions. But I think Alan also has one question about Mr. Xhaka for you now.
Yes, what I want you to think about as you watch the video is whose side are you on? I want to hear your opinion. Do you
Yeah.
go with Granit Xhaka or the Arsenal fans?
Yes, so write your comments in the comment box, subscribe, click like, and most importantly, listen on. I heard Granit Xhaka's been in trouble. So what happened exactly?
Well, he got in an argument with the fans last Sunday when
Mm-hmm.
he was substituted in a match against Crystal Palace. The problem
Yes.
was that, in the opinion of the fans, he left the field too slowly. So
Aha.
he received boos and jeers from the
Mm.
fans, to which he responded with, are you ready for the bad language? Language watch. Are you ready? He responded with, fuck off.
Aha.
And
So he told them
yeah,
to fuck off because they were booing him as he left the pitch
yeah,
very slowly.
correct.
Did they want him to run off the pitch very quickly? Or why are they so angry that he was leaving the pitch slowly?
Because, well, I think there are two reasons. They wanted him to leave quickly because we were drawing the match. It was 2-2 and we wanted to win. I think the other reason is that he has been a bit of a lightning rod
Mm-hmm.
for the frustrations of Arsenal fans. So they wanted him to be substituted anyway.
Go. So
Okay.
Alan just said that Xhaka was a lightning rod. Alan, what do you mean by that?
Well, if you imagine in a storm, you see the lightning and you hear the thunder.
Hmm.
And lightning rods attract lightning so
Yeah.
that they doesn't go anywhere else.
Yeah, I see. So does anything else get damaged?
No, it's a
Nothing.
safe way of attracting all the energy.
I see. But did Xhaka get hit by lightning?
Not literally, but what he got hit by was all the anger and frustration of the Arsenal fans.
I see. So they were angry at him and not anyone else.
I think so. I think he was a useful target for all of the annoyance of the Arsenal fans.
I see. So, Alan, you said that he is a lightning rod for the frustration of Arsenal fans. What else can we be a lightning rod for?
Well, I think we can say that many things can be lightning rods for the frustrations that we feel in our daily lives. I think lots of people use football as a lightning rod for the frustrations at their job, at
Hmm,
their marriage, at their life in general.
I see. So it just seems like it's always for angry things, right? So we can use the lightning rod to not be angry at other people and just be angry at one thing.
Yes, I think so. I think lightning rods, we use this expression to talk about anger, frustration, and annoyance.
Hmm. Yes, absolutely. So we can say that something or someone is a lightning rod for frustration, anger, or annoyance.
What's a lightning rod for your annoyance?
um, Probably traffic. So
You don't.
when I'm walking or cycling to work and there's bad traffic, I get very frustrated. But I think
Hmm.
it's because I'm angry at other things. So I just shout at the other cars. It's not very good. So he's like a
Well,
lightning rod for their annoyance at how the team's doing.
yeah, I think people just want to blame one thing one factor for all the
Mm-hmm.
issues with the team. And last season it was Mustafi, and this season it is Xhaka.
Okay. So 2 lightning rods, but you can only really have one at a time. So now Xhaka is the lightning rod, and the Arsenal fans are venting their frustration. They're letting off steam, and they're directing all of their anger towards this one man.
Yeah, yes, I think that's right. I think the counter argument from the Arsenal fans, because they have been criticised for booing and jeering Xhaka, is to say that they pay a lot of money to go to these matches. And of course, football is also a bit of a lightning rod for people's frustrations at life.
Yes.
So they use it as an opportunity to let off steam themselves about everything that annoys them about their day-to-day lives.
So we used some phrases there, venting and letting off steam. Alan, I wonder if you know what that means.
Well, I'm looking at this picture and I can see steam escaping from underground, perhaps quite a lot of heat and pressure coming up and from a pressurized place and then escaping into the open air.
Yes, and the same on the right with the steam is escaping the pan, right? And if we don't let the steam escape, if we don't let the energy escape, what might happen?
It will boil over, the water will fly out at force, and it will be dangerous. So I think it's quite important to allow things to vent and let off steam. I think people need to do this too.
It's very, very important. We don't want to shout at the wrong person or get angry in the wrong situation. So, we said that people use football as an opportunity to let off steam, right? So I guess at a football match, if you're letting off steam, what do you think you will do? Will water come flying out of your head?
Well, that's not impossible, but that's not normally what happens. I think people will, again, they will shout, they will blame the referee, they will blame their players, all the opposing players. They will let some of the anger, frustration, the intensity out of their system.
Yes. And same if they are venting, right? Vent your frustration. You're going to shout, you're going to swear, you're going to jump up and down, right? But you're going to do it at something in a safe place, not like in front of your boss or your girlfriend even, or even your mum.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, exactly. It's a safe place for where you can be angry and shout and swear.
Yeah, but sometimes venting goes too far, right? The complaining and the shouting and the swearing can turn nasty, and then you start being very mean. So I think in we were talking about Xhaka, the venting had turned a bit nasty. So apart from football, where else might people go to vent?
Well, I think that people go out for a drink and with a friend or with somebody that they trust, and they will complain about their lives, won't they? Perhaps it's something they at work or in certain kinds of company, they can't talk about how they really feel, so they're waiting for that opportunity to express their opinion in a safe space.
Yes, absolutely. And I guess with letting off steam, often you will see children letting off steam. Maybe in the park, you see them running around. Yes. They're letting go of all their energy so that when they go home, they don't run around and annoy their parents.
Exactly. A very good example.
So we can say that something is an opportunity to let off steam. Football is an opportunity to let off steam, or an opportunity to vent your frustration.
Day lives.
Yeah, so we go to work, we have a horrible boss, and then on Saturday you can go to football and vent and let off steam. But we hope that this is done nicely and that it doesn't turn into, go over the top, let's say. So I have some sympathy for Xhaka, because some of the venting and some of the letting off steam has become a bit nasty.
I agree. I have sympathy for him as well, because he has been receiving some horrible abuse from internet trolls, things directed at his family, at his wife, and at his newborn baby daughter, death threats and stuff like that, just because of his performances on the pitch with Arsenal.
Yes, I read about this as well. So his wife and his baby and his family are getting abuse. They're becoming lightning rods, which is not really fair on them. They're not playing football, right? So poor old Xhaka. And at the end of the day, he himself vented and told them all to fuck off.
Yes, which is not a very intelligent thing to do. Well, it's not a way of resolving an argument or de-escalating a situation. It does the opposite. It will escalate. It will greatly increase the tension in an argument.
Yes, I find when I say fuck off to someone, it rarely de-escalates the situation. However, we just said that swearing will escalate a situation. So we know the word escalator. You know, you go up and down an escalator rather than using the stairs. So if you escalate something, you go up, right? So if the situation is escalated, you escalate the situation. Do you think that makes it better or worse?
I think it probably makes it more intense. I think you increase the temperature.
Right. So if it's an argument, that would be making it a bigger argument, a worse fight, a worse argument, right? So escalating the tension would make it tighter and make it more likely to lead to a fight.
Yes.
And then what about de-escalating? We've seen this D before, maybe, right? So what do you think that means?
Well, the prefix DE, I think maybe might make it a negative, possibly.
Well done, Alan. You're very,
thank you.
Very, very, very clever. Yes. So
I've got a good teacher.
De-escalating the situation would make things lighter, calmer, less likely to turn into a fight. Yeah. So swearing definitely escalates the tension in an argument.
Yeah.
What else would escalate the tension in an argument?
Punching them.
Yes, very quickly.
Punching the other person.
Very quickly turns it into a fight. Yeah. Maybe saying something about their mother.
Yeah. Yes. Very good. Pouring a drink over their hair.
Yes, escalating it. Yeah, maybe refusing.
Unless they explicitly ask you to do that, then it's de-escalating. But that's not very likely.
Yeah. Well, we think maybe more likely would be an apology, right? We can say, "I'm very sorry about that," even if we don't mean it. That de-escalates the situation. Maybe.
Are you good at de-escalating arguments?
Yeah, I think I am. I back down quite a lot, and I say, "Oh yeah, sorry, I agree with you." Really.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. Okay. I'm good at keeping the peace. Something else.
He's changed, everyone.
Something else that de-escalates the situation is offering to buy that person a drink.
Yes.
And I would say I never do this. So yeah.
That's certainly true.
Yes. Okay, so we can escalate the argument, escalate the tension, escalate the situation, or apologize for escalating the situation.
Yeah.
However, something that does de-escalate the situation is an apology. So has Xhaka apologized for escalating the situation?
Well, I don't know if he has apologized. What he did, he released a statement with his side of the story. He wanted to present his explanation, to use his words, for what happened. But I read it, and it talks about the things that we say, about the abuse his family has received. There's no apology. No,
not really. It's an explanation and not an apology. And we can see that because the first thing he says is, "I would like to give you an explanation." So everybody wants to share their side of the story, right?
Yes, exactly. Okay. Yeah, and I mean, looking at it, I do have some sympathy for him. I don't think it's fair for him to receive all of this abuse and hate on the pitch or off the pitch. I can see that he's a strong character, a stubborn character. And I think he works very hard on the pitch. I don't think he's somebody who shirks responsibility.
Yes.
I think he always tries to take his part of the blame, but play his part in the team, unlike some other players.
Oh, well, I like that in his statements he says, I let myself be carried away, which is often what happens on the pitch as well for Xhaka. He gets carried away and commits a rash tackle or gets carried away and runs out of position. So maybe slightly ironic that his statement also mentions this. So we just said that Xhaka gets carried away on and off the pitch. So here he is on the pitch getting carried away. What might you do if you get carried away on the football pitch?
Well, I think if you get carried away, you're getting too excited, aren't you? So I think a bad tackle would be a good example.
Yes, or maybe running out of position. Maybe you're a midfielder and you decide that you want to be a striker now and you just run forwards trying to score a goal.
Yes, you forget yourself.
Yeah,
you lose your self-control.
Yes, and often you forget about the rest of the team and the rest of your responsibilities and you get carried away. So it's really a bad thing to get carried away.
Yeah, Xhaka's very good at getting carried away.
Yeah, so we can say people who get carried away, they care and they're enthusiastic. But too much enthusiasm leads to a bad performance. So he gets carried away on and off the pitch. So we mentioned on the pitch, but what about off the pitch? How could you get carried away when you're not playing football?
You could do something that's ill-advised in your personal life. You could get into trouble, or perhaps, I think for get carried away, perhaps you could party too hard.
Yes. And then the next day you'd feel very, very regretful.
Or perhaps during your partying you do something regrettable. Social media as well. All these footballers with their social media accounts, they often get carried away and they say something silly online.
There's too much social media these days, isn't there, in 2019?
Yes, bring back carrot pigeons.
Well, bring back real Arsenal players getting carried away in the pub.
Yeah. In the bookies.
In the bookies, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, do you think this is always really a bad thing, getting carried away?
Yes. If you think of like a hot air balloon, then like it's all right if you let's say it's all right if you go in a hot air balloon for a little bit and you float around in the sky, but eventually you want to come back down to earth, don't you? If you get carried away in a hot air balloon, it means the wind picks you up and takes you into outer space.
Yes, takes you to the moon.
Never return. Yes.
Yeah. So I think often I get carried away for a little bit, and then I might hear myself saying, "Oh, sorry about that. I got carried away," and you return to reality, and you de-escalate.
Yes,
yourself. You de-escalate yourself. Yeah.
Very good. Well done.
Okay. So, lots of things you can do with this, but often using it with enthusiasm. We have too much enthusiasm and get carried away on and off the pitch. It's a very football-related phrase, but you get carried away by the situation, or you get carried away and you do something. Like, I got carried away and I drank too much.
Yes. You forgot that it was a Monday morning. Yeah, I think he does have a tendency to get carried away and to take risks and be irresponsible on the pitch.
Yes.
He gives away a lot of penalties.
Yes.
Probably just because of too much enthusiasm. Most likely.
Well, maybe maybe his enthusiasm reached boiling points. Do you think there's any way back for Xhaka here? Do you think he will be seen on the pitch for Arsenal again?
Well, yes, I do. Because I think we have seen with Unai Emery, the head coach, that we saw how he treated Ozil. He said that Ozil wouldn't play, but then when he needed him, he had Ozil playing again. So
is Ozil the type of player who gets carried away and is very energetic and gives his all on the pitch?
No, I don't think he is.
Do you think? No, I have a question for you. Do you think fans have more sympathy for players who are seen to try hard, like Xhaka, or players that aren't seen to try hard, like Ozil?
You see, you would think that, wouldn't you?
But in this case, it doesn't seem to be so. They've, as you say, used him as a lightning rod. Maybe frustration on other players. Maybe frustration they have for other players, like Ozil or Mustafi, is now on Xhaka, and it's all boiled over. And yes. But you think he will play again?
Yes, I think. Well, let's say I hope that we will find a way of de-escalating this row, this argument, this Barney, and I hope that we will see Xhaka play again. I mean, let's not forget he's supposed to be the captain.
Yes, so the players must have trust in him. I heard that they chose him to be captain. So we will see. So moving on, if it's not Xhaka, which other Arsenal player do you hold in high esteem at the moment?
Well, there's only one who's really performing to his maximum. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is getting a lot of goals, fantastic scoring rate. I think it's he scores more than one goal every 2 games.
Okay, well that's very good, and that's going to really help you build a relationship with the fans quickly. So do they boo him? Will we be hearing Aubameyang tell the fans to fuck off anytime soon?
Possibly.
We'll
have to see. Although he's very good at managing his social media, and he's very popular with the fans. He's even done like Instagram Live and Q&A sessions with fans.
Okay.
He's a very intelligent operator of social media.
Yes. All right. Thanks for watching us talking about Mr. Xhaka. Some questions for you based on the phrases we used. Alan, what's your first question?
Well, it's about letting off steam. How do you let off steam?
Yes. And who do you talk to when you want to vent?
Yeah.
Okay.
And are you an escalating type or a de-escalating type when you're in an argument?
Yes, I know which type I am. And when was the last time that you got carried away? We'd like to hear what you did.
As long as it's legal.
Yes. You do the last question.
Yeah. Who or what is a lightning rod for your frustration?
Yes. Boris Johnson, definitely. Anyway, thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye.
Goodbye.